something, you know. So if it does 100x, then we could, like, if the liquidity doesn't move around, then you could be sitting on like $5 or $10 billion of liquidity. I mean, that's quite a lot. Obviously, Rackham ain't going to be able to cash out, but
But then you got to also think about ink, guys. You got to think about what ink's gonna do, right? So in my opinion, ink is gonna be the one that's going to attract whales from other chains to provide liquidity on Pulse chain, right? So once they see the ink price going up crazy, there's gonna be way more people coming in and providing liquidity in the farms, which obviously thickens the liquidity for people to cash out, and it makes the liquidity thicker. That's what I
yeah,
think
good point.
ink is
Good
gonna
point.
do, and what ink is meant to do in regards to its job in the ecosystem, and that is to attract whales to come and provide liquidity on Pulse chain.
So I speak to Fire Whale quite a lot, and this is his argument a lot, is that like he thinks that Richard's going to put most of the focus on ink. Not necessarily that ink's going to be the best performing, you know, asset in terms of price performance. It could do, but not in terms of that. What his focus is going to be is to get the whales in for the ink. So if ink does really, really well and whales are incentivized to come over and start, you know, farming for it, then that's going to, as you say, bring all the liquidity over. And like he's been saying this since months ago, and I didn't really understand what he meant at first, but I've started getting it recently, where it's like, well, there are going to be huge whales in this system that want to cash out, but how are they going to cash out if, say, if there's like $200 million of liquidity and they've got like 100 million? Well, they could actually crash the entire system at that point. But if there's a bunch of whales coming in with extra liquidity, it's going to soften the blow, so to speak, for all of those things. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, guys.
Yo, what's up, AXiS? How you doing, bro?
I had to just step in for this. So yeah, if you ink is the lever by which we bring capital in from the outside. If you make ink expensive, everybody wants to put their liquidity in to get that juicy yield. If you make ink cheap, everybody leaves the pools, which makes it easier to pump. So it's an inverse relationship. This is what it is. This is how life is on Pulse chain. It's the market maker's wet dream, and expect big things out of ink this cycle.
It's a good point. I never really thought of that. Like, if you make ink cheap, then people are going to leave the farms, and then you know, Sack Daddy could come in with a hot 200 million, just for jokes, and then pump the price of ink up again. Actually, doing so in the process would pump the ink price, which would then bring loads of liquidity over.
That's right.
Because the ink price is high again. You're so right. Like, that's fucking, yeah, it is a wet dream.
Systems.
Yeah, you see, we are getting it right now, bro. No, don't sell your ink, bro. Do not sell your ink. That's what ties everything together. Because guess what? As the ink price increases, people are gonna start putting money in those farms to get more ink. You know, so that's the game. Don't sell your ink right now.
I've been stacking ink now for like 6 months straight. I haven't sold any of it. I just keep compounding it into the ink Pulse X farm. I just keep compounding it, and obviously those two are moving fairly similarly, so you're not really taking too much in permanent loss. And I kind of don't mind if I do, because I'm happy with either of those tickers. So obviously you're getting the farming yield the whole time. So I'm just keep rotating that in. So all of my ink is in the farms pretty much, except for what I haven't harvested yet. I've still got some Pulse X liquid, but that's just because I haven't got enough ink to like put all of it in. Otherwise, I probably would. But yeah, so it is a good thing. And anyone who's been farming for a long time, they'll know that like this shit compounds like very nicely. And if we like even just do a 10x from here, like literally Lambos all around, man.
Hey, Hexy, I'm not trying to shield anything right now, but I'm just taking the facts. Look at this sticker, HHS. It belongs to me. It's one of the best performing assets in Pulse chain. I know what I'm saying. And when I say that, people laugh at me and people ridicule me and people tell me crap that they know what they're doing. But look at it for the past 1 week. Everything pumping. Look at the performance. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying about Pulse chain. Anybody that is building right now and is doing it the right way, trust me, at the end of the day, they're gonna come up on top. Regardless of how many people you have, what you're doing, if you're doing it the right way, if you're keeping your liquidity, you don't sell your liquidity, you know, yeah, doing it the right way. Everything boils down to Hart's law in crypto.
Yeah. Share a tweet at the top. Share a tweet at the top so people can check it out. I've never heard of it, I don't think. I mean, maybe you mentioned it before, but I might have been fucking drunk or something. But I'm sober now, so maybe have a look. Actually, you just reminded me as well. AXiS is up here, so you've
Yeah,
just
dude.
launched a
It's
live token. Do you
fucking
want to
going
tell
off
people
right
about
now,
that?
dude. So there's a fucking huge whale right now that is buying AXiS, committing it for 8 years. Half of that gets burned, half of it gets locked for 8 years. And the burned amount gets turned into ALiVE and gets paid back to the user. And right now the instant rebate's at 64%. So he's getting 64% of his dollar value back. And then he's pumping that back into the AXiS price, and it's sending the AXiS price to the all-time highs against Pulse. Right, it hit 670 million Pulse per token. AXiS is up total from wick to wick 161% in 6 days, and it's up 63% against Pulse since launch. Basically, it's freaking insane.
That's mad. That's mad. So is that basically the dynamic? So you kind of burn. Well, you lock up AXiS. Half of it gets burned. Half of it goes into a kind of a stake
Yep.
sort of thing. Are you earning yield on that, or is it just locked?
It's locked, but the more people that come in and commit access to the system, the higher the end payout gets. When you get your ALiVE, that's distributed in 2 payouts. There's the instant rebate part, which is the 65% I was telling you about right now. That's the arbitrage opportunity. And then there's the end payout, which is like the majority of the ALiVE that gets paid out at the end. And so those numbers are looking pretty huge right now. Let's see, what is it saying? For if you commit for 8 years, it's giving you back. It's saying your estimated ROI is 600%. So the burned AXiS gets
Sheesh.
converted into these 2 payouts. And so the reason why the system can appreciate so rapidly is because it's sending so much. It's literally permanently burning AXiS, and then it's sending so much economic energy out into the future that it creates this like runway for the airplane to take off for the next 4 to 5 years. And just soak up all this value. It's super sticky. And as I'm saying this whale is continuing to come in here and buy, and like and if you want to go check out the t.me/AXiS ALiVE app, like the buy bot's going crazy right now. Firewhale actually took 20 AXiS tokens, which was like over $1 million of value, and paired and committed it. And then he took the AXiS and the ALiVE tokens and bonded them together and put them in a Fux pool. And there's $1.1 million of value in that pool. Now that's one of 3 pools that's all going to get gauged within 2 weeks from now. And those are going to pay really high APRs. And so what I'd love to see is if 9inch could give us an AXiS ALiVE farm to like soak up some of that volume on that DEX as well.
Yeah, that'd be a good shout. I mean, it'd be a nice liquidity play right there. There'd be a lot of volume going through that, I'm guessing. How much volume has that pair had so far?
Well, the AXiS pool, the main AXiS pool on DEX Screener was number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 6 yesterday on DEX Screener for the top 6 pairs. So it's doing like insane amounts of volume. AXiS and ALiVE, I should say.
Sheesh.
Right now, it's
Kino.
number 1, number 4,
Can we get
number
on that
5.
like ASAP?
Yeah, we definitely need an AXiS ALiVE pool on 9inch like stat.
Five. Okay.
We got 153K on a volume on the first pair. We got 177K on the number 4 pair, and we got 250K volume on the number 5 pair.
I mean, even if it was just like a temporary one, whilst this whole thing's going on, but I suppose there's always going to be some like arbitrage going on with that pair anyway.
Because anybody can take their AXiS at any point, and if the rebate's more than 1%, somebody can get paid to commit. So it works the same as HexCom, like with Communis. Like if you stake for 15 years in Hex, 10 to 15 years, you get back a start payout. And this system just proves what already existed with Com, that people are just too silly to care about. And so that was the whole point of making it, was to prove why you guys should push the Com price up so that more people would lock their Hex for a super long time, which would create more value for everybody. But hey, if you guys want to put all your economic energy like these whales are right now in this one, fine by me, because it's super tightly bonded with Com, so it's going to drag the Com price up anyway, whether you like it or not.
Nice. Yeah, see, like I'm like these liquidity plays and stuff, man, you need a big fucking brain.
Did we even talk about yet that the Firewhale backed SolidX with $1.1 million of ink the other day, and now it's worth $1.5 million. He's earned almost 60 or 70,000 ink because SolidX is overperforming ink. So he's making more ink in this $3.1 million pool, SolidX ink, than he would have by staying in the farms.
That was a galaxy brain play right there. He told me he did it, and I was like, mate, I was just looking at the charts maybe an hour before he told me, and I was like, man, that was such a good play because ink's about to rip, and
Guys.
it fucking did. And then SolidX went through the roof. SolidX outperformed it like crazy.
Bro,
And
SolidX is at $28. The bottom is in. If you didn't grab no bag,
yeah,
I know I was emotional about it a lot of the times because I was buying way higher and I kept buying and I kept buying and I kept buying. I weren't doing no selling. But ladies and gentlemen, that bottom is in.
To your
Soon,
point, KR,
SolidX is going to be huge, man.
yeah, to my point,
$400 off.
I gotta say this, like, there was a lot of fucking FUD going around and bullshit accusations, and now we're about to kick everyone's ass, and like the believers are going to get rewarded in a really big way because AXiS is like all-time highs against Pulse, and it's dragging up SolidX with it right now. And as ink turns around, it's going to be like quadruple pumping the shit out of SolidX if nobody buys it. Now we know what's going to happen. People are going to FOMO in behind, and it's going to send SolidX is going to have its own bull run on top of AXiS ALiVE and ink pumping it from the side. The liquidity decisions that have been made just put the entire Pulse chain on watch. Like, you guys better be paying attention to what we're doing.
Also, when last time I spoke to Fire Whale, he mentioned as well that he's going to put, well, he might have already done it actually. He was going to do $1 million of BBC and Solid together and not put it in the farm. So everyone can still get the rewards from that pair on the farm, but he's just going to thicken up that liquidity like crazy. So as Solid moves, it's going to drag the BBC price up as well. And BBC, actually BBC is looking fucking amazing at the moment. And there's some new coin pools come in and stuff like that, and a few new features. And obviously Kino mentioned we're doing the merge today. I have a feeling, obviously I'm not shilling. Well, I am shilling, but I'm not saying that this will definitely happen, but I think all of these things combined, we're going to see a massive run on 9-inch and BBC now. 100%. I think
we're super bonded. Solid index tokens are super hard bonded to the 9-inch DEX and to 2FUCks. So it's like the 2 DEX incentive tokens are also going to get dragged up by ink as well, which is what we want. We want ink, 2FUCks, and BBC to all be treated equally because they're all all doing the same job for the chain. And so
I think even Ink BBC farm actually has quite a lot in it. I think it's 100%. About 800k or something, which is one of the thicker pairs that we've got. I haven't checked it for a while, but I think at one point it was like 800k. So that's a lot, man.
Hey, did you push an update over here? This looks pretty. Like,
I'm not sure. Is it
9-inch
rolled out?
Different to me. Wow.
It might have been rolled out.
Cool.
Kino's awfully quiet, so maybe he's doing it right now.
Hey, get that pool in there. AXiS ALiVE pool. Get it in there. I'll send you the logo right away.
It's done, man. It's done. Like the merge is live, it looks like.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, have a play on that, like, and just
BBC.
I mean, obviously it's different on it's different on mobile and on it's different on mobile and it's different on desktop. I've only really used the desktop one so far, but it's so slick, man. It's so slick. It's just so easy to use. Like a fucking guy's grandma could use it, no problem now. It's very simple.
Yeah,
and we've got
amazing.
Yes, so that's basically just merged the V2 and the V3 liquidity. So it's just going to be more seamless. You don't have to make a decision between the two. You can just trade as normal and it will just route it. I mean, it was already routing anyway, but it just means in terms of like when you add liquidity, you can do it in, in a more kind of user-friendly way and things like that. So yeah, I'm real happy, man. Props to Kino and the other devs for getting that going, man. It looks fucking amazing. Like, it's definitely going to be the best user experience available on Pulse Chain. I'm pretty damn confident about that. So yeah, very happy.
Since I'm up here, let me gloat. Well, first I'll say that BBC Ink is there's 172,000, so that's really untapped potential there. It's paying 53% on 9-inch on V2. And if I hover,
that's good.
Let's see if I hover over. Where did the I can't see the LP rewards unless they're hidden in here somewhere. LP. Okay, they're in the details now. Okay, so paying 35% ink yield on that pool, and then 18% in LP rewards. So that's the turnover between the volume on the pair. And then I gotta say, because it's so awesome that this is happening while this whale is splashing around, the Pulse AXiS pool on 9-inch is paying 85%, and it's got almost $300,000 in it. It's amazing.
It is really crazy, actually.
Incredible.
Yeah. That's a good thing. You get both the trading fees and the farming rewards here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we also added a timer now on the BBC pools for everybody, so you don't have to count blocks.
So
Oh yeah, that was fucking annoying having to calculate blocks and shit.
Yeah, like,
that took forever, man.
I just want to say one last thing before I hop off the mic. I want to really encourage everybody that's listening in here, because I don't think that, this is recorded, thank God, because the last one wasn't recorded, and I feel like me and Moon King and you guys and Money Gang and who else was in there? I don't know, but we were dropping hot fire the other day, and so this is also a continuation of that. So I just want to say, everyone, thank you so much for all your support of all these guys that are working so hard to make Pulse Chain amazing, and we're so well set up, man. This is going to be the most amazing next 2 years, through potentially going into 2027 even. So thank you so much, guys, for your support, and we'll be in touch. All right.
Yeah, cheers for popping in, man.
Cheers, man. Thanks for
Good to
coming
hear
by.
So yeah, the 9-inch merge is live. Let's fucking go, boys. It's been a long time.